This video is about the event edit mode in Korg Style Creator. It is used to perform micro edits in the style tracks. Event edit is available in multi-part recorder and the sequencer as well. In event edit mode, we can modify the properties of each event in a track. We can also insert new events and delete existing events. An event can be a note or some control messages like pitch bend, aftertouch, expression, tempo, meter, etc. I will explain it in detail. Let us go to the Style Creator. Now to access the Event Edit page, press Menu and select Event Edit. This will open the Event Edit page for the selected track. This is the Event Edit page. Each row here is an event. These columns have different parameters of the event in the row. This page gives a table view of the contents in a track. After you record something in a track, you can come to this page to make any modifications on the recordings. What you see now on this page are the notes recorded in this track. You can select another track from here. The first column shows the position of the note or the event. This column is a type of event. Note is one type of an event. There are some other events as well. This is RX noise. This is control change message, or sometimes called the continuous control or CC. These are used to insert some MIDI control messages like modulation, expression, etc. These are called the CC messages in MIDI. There will be a standard number for each CC message. For example, CC11 is expression. CC1 is modulation. I'll come back to this in detail in a few minutes. Next is bend. This is the event from the pitch bender. This is aftertouch. This is for the keyboards with aftertouch. When we changed the note type to control, the last column became empty. With bend and aftertouch, the last two columns are empty. These columns are not applicable to this type of events. So if you check this column, it is named as value 1. For the event types note and RX noise, this column will be the note name. For control event, this will be the CC number or the control change number. For bend and aftertouch, this will be the value for the bend and aftertouch. This column is value 2. This will be the level or the volume for note and RX noise. For control event, this is a value for the control change message. For bend and aftertouch, this column is not used. So that is the reason why these two columns are named as value 1 and value 2. Most of the time we would see notes in the events and we may get confused what is value 1 and value 2 for the notes. For note and RX noise, value 1 would be the note name and value 2 would be the level of the note. The last column is length. This will be applicable only for notes and RX noises. This will be the duration of the note. Let us start with note. After I changed the event type here, the note name was reset to C7. The level is also reset to 100, which is the default value. The very basic editing operation we can perform in the event edit page is modifying the level of the notes. We can select this and use a data wheel to modify the level. This is a note name. It will be the name of the note and the octave number. So C7 means a note C in octave 7. We can change it using the data wheel. Sometimes using the data wheel will be annoying. In that case, we can use the numeric pad to enter a note directly here. If you press this again, the numeric pad will pop up. Here we see only numbers. So how do we enter the note name using this? The keyboard has total 11 octaves. You have 5 octaves visible and there is octave transposed +3 and -3. That means there are 3 octaves hidden at the left and 3 at the right. So that makes 11 octaves in total. For the note name entry, each note has a number mapped to it. It starts with the note C in the leftmost octave, which is -1. So if you enter 0 here, it will be C -1. For C in the next octave, which is C0, we need to enter 12. So 24 is C1, 36 is C2. The same way 28 would be E1, 29 would be F1 and so on. I'm entering 36 here. So this will be set to C2. Changing it to 24. Now it is C1. Setting 28. It is E1 now. Now the position column. This shows the position of the note in the measure. It starts with the measure number, then the beat in the measure, and the last one is a position between two beats. There will be 384 sub-positions between two beats. It is something like millimeters for centimeters. Assume the beats are centimeters. 1 centimeter has 10 millimeters. Similar to that, for a beat there are 384 subunits. This note is at the starting of the first measure, but 8 subunits after the first beat. If we quantize this track, all the values will be aligned to the exact position. We can change it to 000, which is the starting of the beat 1 in measure 1. This is at the first beat of measure 2. This is at the middle of the fourth beat of measure 2 and first beat of measure 3. With the value 192, it is at the middle of the beat. When it is a 6/8 or 7/8 time signature, there will be only 192 units in a beat. This is because these time signatures have 8 notes. This is a style with 6/8 time signature. When I change the position, it is 191 instead of 383 as in 4x4. So the number of subunits in a beat depends on the time signature. Let me go to another track. That would be more clear. Here this note is at the second beat of measure 1. If we reduce 1 unit, it becomes 383. If I keep on reducing it, the row goes up when the starting position is less than the previous note. Now when I increase it, it is jumping to the next row. We can use the numeric part to enter the position here. To set it back to the previous value, I am entering 1.2.0. Now it is set. We can preview the patterns here. Let me follow the tracks. This is the original pattern. Let me modify the position of a note. Now this note is at the middle of first and second beat. It is like having 2 8 notes in the first beat. We are not touching the duration here, so it is just a starting position. Increasing the level to make it clear. If it is to be at a 16th note position, it needs to be half of 192, which is 96. Even though it is not the exact value like 192 or 96, the values closer to those will not make much difference while playing the pattern. I am changing it to 106. It doesn't have a noticeable difference. So minor differences in the positions are okay to be there. Setting it to 85. Even this sounds okay. Setting it back to the second beat. So that is the position adjustments. Now the length or duration of the notes. It has the same value format as in position. It is in measures, beats and subunits of beats. This value is independent of the position. That means the notes can overlap another one. So changing the duration here will not affect the position value. We can try setting different duration values. Now the other event types. This is RX noise. This is the same as note, but it will be for the RX noises in the higher octave of some sounds. Some sounds like guitar and bass have RX noises in the higher octaves. So these can be inserted as special RX noise events. This note does not have any sound. This is because the RX noises are in the higher octaves. This is octave 7. Each note here has a different RX noise assigned. But if you make it an RX noise event, you can control the level separately. This is how it plays now. Going to the element track controls. Here in the guitar noise tab, we have a dedicated knob for RX noise level. This is 0 by default. I'm reducing the level. Now the RX noise level is very low, but the other notes in the tracks are not affected. This is the use of RX noise events. This is aftertouch. It has just one value. The other columns are not used here. This event will get added to the track when we record the pattern if the keyboard has aftertouch. Pitch bend event is also similar. Let me go to another element. Here we have some pitch bend events. There is a filter option here. This is used for hiding specific type of events from the display. By default, it will display all the event types. I'm selecting note and RX noise. This will hide the notes and RX noises from the list. Now the notes are gone. This is not removing the events. They are just hidden to make the editing easy. Now the notes are back. The next type is control. This has a CC or MIDI control change message. This is a list of supported CC messages in the style tracks. This is a control change event. It is CC11, which means expression. This is a default event in every track, so this cannot be edited here. But there is an option to modify this value. I'm going to the element track controls, selecting the expression tab. We can modify the expression value here, setting it to 70. This is changed to 70 now. We can insert another expression event in a different position in the track. I'm going to insert it at measure 3. We can jump to a measure using this go measure option. Here using the insert option, I'm inserting an event. It will insert an event with the default values at the selected position. It will be note C4 by default. I'm changing it to control change event. The CC number for expression is 11. So selecting 11 here. The expression value is 127. We have it 70 at the starting of this track. Now this new expression value will get applied from measure 3. But there is a note before this expression event. Both have the same position value. So this note will not have the new expression. So we need to bring the expression event before this note. So just reduce the position value by a few points. Now it is on top. We can now set it back to 0. It is still before the note. Now it starts with the lower volume. When it reaches the third measure, the expression change is applied and the volume increases from there. We can use this event edit page as a step recorder. We can insert nodes and set values for each nodes. Let me insert some nodes. When we press insert, it will insert the node C4 at the selected position. We can then change the node, level, duration and position of this event. I'm going to insert 3 16th nodes here. So the first one should be with position 96 after the second beat. This one should be 192. This would be 288. We are just incrementing it by 96 for a 16th position. This is how it plays. We can adjust the level of each note. This is delete event. We can delete the selected events from the list. There is a special track apart from the 8 tracks in the style. It is a master track. We can access it from here. This sets a tempo and time signature for the style. We can modify the tempo here. If needed, we can have a tempo change event in the same element. I'm going to insert a new tempo value at the third beat. Setting it to 180. Let me move it to the third measure, not the third beat of the first measure. Now the first two measures are playing at tempo 118. When it reaches measure 3, the tempo changes to 180. So we can have multiple tempo values in a variation or intro or another element. We can even have different tempo values for each variation in the same style. Now after I deleted the tempo event, the same tempo is maintained in the pattern. This event edit page we saw is in the style creator. It is there in the multipart recorder and the sequencer as well. For the sequencer, it is the same, except there are some more event types and control messages supported in it. So that is the event edit page. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. I'll try to answer them. This is the 13th video in the style creation series for Korg PA series keyboards. You can watch the other videos from the playlist. I have given the link to the playlist in the description. There is another series with sound editing techniques for PA series keyboards. That playlist is also in the description. So that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Thank you.